Thanks for watching. Today again we're taking a look at the RC4WD C2X, which is a purpose-built Class 2 truck, which is not the purpose that I will be using it for. I'll be turning mine into, well, basically a regular trail truck. There's a couple of bolt-on parts that I want to sort of change out, so I'm going to go over those in this video. There's also a few things that I kind of want to button up, or at least adjust so it's ready for use. One of those things is filling up the shocks. I also have a couple of different shock springs, so I can kind of experiment as I go along with some different spring rates, see what would be my preferred setup with this truck and how I think it would behave best when I take it out in the forest over here. One of the first things that I want to do, just because that's such a big changer for the look, is putting some different wheels and tires on it. You can tell that I already took them off, so that's why it's all lopsided like this. So some of the things that follow along with this truck are these stamped 1.9 wagon wheels with some Mickey Thompson tires. Really nothing wrong at all with them, even the foams are pretty good, but I do want to change them out to make it look like a tiny bit more individual. So I got some RC4WD Enforcer wheels with some licensed Goodyear Wrangler MTRs in the 4.75 height, just because that really fits the aggressive style of this truck. I did have a look with the smaller size Goodyear Wrangler tire as well, but I think just because it is set up the way it is in a truly aggressive, truly extreme fashion, this C2X will look actually good with some of these larger sized Goodyear tires. Now this comes with all scale hardware, so you basically need to take 5 days off of work in order to mount these, so that's something that I'll be doing today. I will, however, do this after I address the shocks and all that. Another thing that I really want to do is get rid of this stock front bumper. This is a plastic bumper. As you can tell, the bodywork kind of protrudes from the bottom, so it is a tiny bit prone to get damaged. So I got a different style bumper, which is this RC4WD bumper. This is a Type B machine front winch bumper for the Trailfinder 2. I will make sure that there's a link to this one as well in the video description box. You can mount a winch to it. A winch is something that I, of course, also got. So we got this licensed worm winch that will be mounted to that, just so I have the whole front accessorized up. I also still have all the stickers that need to be added. So for now, let's get to it. Let's fill the shocks at least. Let's get rid of all this weird bounce and let's do the shoes afterwards. Well, I took the body off, I took the wheels off. I also took the hexes off because those are not secured with like a grub screw or anything, and I don't want to lose either the hexes or the pins in this process. Let me just clean up the table just a tiny bit. You can't really appreciate the level of quality of these shocks before you actually start picking them apart. These are RRD licensed shocks. Everything all the way to the rod end that is mounted to the shock shaft is aluminum. So the perch is aluminum, the adjustment ring is aluminum, the cap is aluminum, the body is aluminum. It's really a magnificent shock. Now it's not like they're completely empty when you get this truck right out of the box, but there is, well, if there's like a little 2-3 drops of oil in there, that would be a lot. So right now I filled up the front shocks. The rear still needs addressing, but just to kind of show you the difference in how it behaves immediately, I think it's pretty obvious that it needed a tiny tune-up. So I still need to do the back right now, fill those up. Also perhaps look at the spring rate over there. After that, I actually forgot to mention, I also have some different diff covers. So instead of these nylon plastic black diff covers, I have something that looks a tiny bit more detailed, a tiny bit more interesting, and it will add something new to look at out on the trails. So that as well will get installed before I go and mount wheels. So in the back I currently mounted this RC4WD Ballistic Fabrications D44 axle cover. This one actually also comes with some scale hardware. I did not use all of the scale hardware, I used the stock hardware just to mount it back in the stock mounting points, so on the left and the right, just because the stock mounting wear is a tiny bit longer than that scale hardware that is supplied with this cover. So it looks like this once done. I think with that machined skull. It just adds something nice to look at, something extra. So I will be doing that in the front as well. Now once you have those axle covers off, it also is a good opportunity to inspect whether or not that locker and that ring and pinion gear, whether or not that is greased properly. In my case, I have no complaints at all, but perhaps you have been running your truck for a while already. Once you start doing a couple of these upgrades, and in that case it is a nice opportunity to also do some maintenance. I will be mounting the one up front. After that it is on to wheels and tires. Well, the RC4WD Drive Enforcer rims are on finally. They come with a lot of scale hardware, so do make sure that you take your time to mount them. They look very aggressive. I do think that especially with those Goodyear Wrangler MTR tires and in this height, they add a lot of aggression to the overall look of my truck, and that's exactly what I want to go for. They also add a lot of weight really down low, so you have a really nice center of gravity, along with those diff covers, of course, also being machined aluminum. So all of that is nice, and we'll make sure that this truck really stays planted. Do note that there is really no slop at all in this chassis. I can't emphasize enough what a great job they actually did quality wise in developing this. The only thing currently, I think, letting it down is this plastic Trailfinder 2 bumper. Sits a tiny bit too high, so I'm going to take that one off. The bumper mount is already machined aluminum. The new bumper that I have for it is also aluminum. And then I'm going to mount this one winch, see how everything comes together once it's done, and then mount the body back on. Well, the front bumper is on, the winch is on. I also put the stickers on. I never use stickers, but in this case I did. I actually used some stickers that RC4WD Drive supplies with the Tacoma body. Now the Tacoma body is a Lexan body. I did that one in all paint. I also said in the unboxing of this C2X that the paint quality on it, this is a hard body, is so exceptionally good and is so exceptionally high that I kind of didn't want to touch it. So that's why I decided to use those TRD stickers that I found with the RC4WD Drive Tacoma Lexan body. I actually used them on this one. Now you do get stickers with the C2X as well. Those you can see over here, but then, well, you end up with a body that looks like everybody else's. So I didn't want to do that. So the stickers that I actually used, these are intended for the rear quarter panel of the Tacoma body. The only thing that would really give that away is kind of like a pocket that is in that sticker for the rear taillight cluster. So what I did is I actually cut those out a tiny bit more fluent. I will make sure that you see a close-up of it. That way it doesn't really give away that it is intended for that body and for that section of the body. I also adjusted the radius just to make it flow with this body a tiny bit better. Added some TRD stickers on the rear doors as well, a Toyota sticker in the back, and then all of the other stickers that you see, so Eat, Sleep, Scale, you'll see a close-up of that as well, and the one that says don't follow me because you'll get stuck, or whatever it says, those actually do come from the C2X sticker sheet. I also added a snorkel. Now this is not the way that I would permanently add a snorkel, mount a snorkel with tape, but I currently have some E6000 glue that is curing on the body. So the minute that is actually dry, I will take the tape off, make sure that you see what it looks like once it is all done. Well, I think it kind of wraps it up. So we added some new wheels, new tires, new diff covers, filled the shocks, tuned those a tiny bit, added a new bumper, winch, a snorkel, and a bunch of stickers. And I think it looks completely personalized right now. I hope you did enjoy this video. If you have any questions or comments, let me know in the comments box. I will try to get back to you. I'm really gearing up for 2020. I almost have my studio/workshop done. It's a ton of work. I've been working on it for basically a year straight right now. I'm doing everything alone. It is turning out completely the way that I want it. So I'm getting everything completely ready for the future, filming wise and also project wise, working wise. I got a ton of cool projects and a ton of cool products to actually show you. So I do hope that you will stick around for that as well in 2020. So if you have not subscribed yet, please do, because it is free and it will always stay free. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.
Back on.